In this video I want to show you how I built my perfect FPV drone. It has lots of flight time, really great power in a very compact form factor that allows me to shoot such awesome videos in cool locations. 3 years ago I started to choose different components. Then I put them together, tuned the drone and further optimized it until I got my perfect drone. The first step is to choose what to optimize for. I want to be able to fly in the mountains with my drone, to do some mountain dives and some mid-range flying, about 5 to 8 kilometers out for me. I also want to be able to do some freestyling, so it should be able to do some fast maneuvers, some flips and stuff like that. And everything should still be under a budget, and on top of that I want reasonable image quality. I chose a lightweight 5-inch frame for that, the AOS LR5 from Custome. It is a compromise between durability and lightweight, and it has really optimal vibration characteristics, so it is easy to tune and stable in flight later on, even with weaker motors. The frame kind of dictates every other electronic component on the drone. So for example, the motors have to have a 12 by 12 mounting. So I chose the Emax Eco 2004 with a rating of 2400 kV. In Chris Rosser's testing as well of ultralight motors, they came out not as the most efficient, but as the most cost effective. They are reasonably efficient, but more importantly, really cheap available here in Germany. For the transmission, I chose the Happy model ELRS 2.4 GHz diversity receiver. It has 2 antennas, which allows me to place them on the drone in a way to get the optimal signal coverage. For the image system, I chose to not go with a GoPro and use the onboard recording on the DJI O3 air unit. It is a pretty expensive video system, especially at the time when it was newly released, with 250 euros, but it combines the recording camera and the FPV camera, saves weight, and therefore was a compromise I was willing to make. The most complex part of the drone is the flight controller and ESC. I chose to go with an AIO, so an all-in-one board combining the ESC and the FC of the drone. It has the disadvantage that if something breaks on a chip, you have to replace the whole chip, and because everything is cramped onto the chip, the solder pads and components have to be really small, so are hard to work with and really finicky. For me, the trade-off of serviceability and weight was worth it to go with an AIO. Other components for the drone are just some usual GPS modules. First I had an M8, but the long waiting time to get satellite lock really got onto my nerves, so I upgraded to an M10. And I also have a self-powered buzzer on there. I chose the smallest one just to be able to find the drone if I lose it in the mountains, for example. I wanted to optimize the filters and PID loop to get the most stable footage. Especially the O3 air unit is really sensitive to vibrations. With the help of Chris Rosser's excellent video series on filter tuning and PID tuning, I went ahead, flew, analyzed the data, made some changes, tested again, and most of the time crashed. Had to rebuild it, fix it, and then repeat the whole process over and over again. In the beginning, for example, I still had a cheap receiver. I tried to use my airplane controller, which was a FlySky i6X, and it has an ASPSE2A protocol, and the receivers available for that were really shit and only had like 500 meters of range. So I had to upgrade to an ELRS receiver, which I only found out in the field later when I crashed. The air unit got bent in a crash on hard rocks because I lost the video signal at some point. That's when I learned to upgrade the O3 antenna. As mentioned, I had to replace the AIO multiple times, and with that the form factor switched multiple times, as well as the software. Especially the last Neutron NeutronRCAIO with the new AM32 has some different filters and had to be repositioned to fit everything into the drone. And the downside of a drone that is designed to do multiple things at once is that it is usually not good at any of them. For me, I tried to address that problem by swapping out batteries. I have lithium polymer batteries for freestyle. They deliver a lot of power with low voltage sag. Their power density makes them ideal for freestyle applications where a lot of current draw is required. On the other hand, for long range, I have lithium ion packs. They have excellent energy density and allow me to fly further. I have some DIY lithium ion packs from Molicel P45B cells. They offer great energy density while also being able to deliver 45 amps continuous to get me out of any troubling situations in the mountains. Because the cells are bottom mounted at the drone, I have designed a carbon fiber cage to protect them. In every crash or landing, the battery is the first point that makes contact with the ground. The carbon fiber therefore is designed to optimally transfer the forces into the frame to protect the cells themselves. I plan on doing an in-depth video on the lithium ion packs because I'm really proud of them and I think they turned out great. Besides the batteries, I also have the option to change propellers. At the moment I have HQ 2-bladed propellers, but for freestyle applications where more instantaneous power is required, I can go up to a 3-bladed propeller. I found that the iFlight 5x3 is really grippy in the air and produces a lot of high-end thrust. In the end, everything is a trade-off. For me, this drone offers the perfect compromises and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I want to use this and following videos to kind of document my more interesting projects while I try to become a real engineer. Thank you for listening and bye!